And we are live here on Spirituality Gone Wild. I am Karen Palmer, and I am your host of this beautiful show in honor of Barbara Marx Hubbard, Keeping Barbara Forever. And we are carrying on her legacy with the amazing game master, David Gershon. And we answer the question, what else is possible in this show? And we have a really fun answer to that. And we really have something that we feel could be the answer to peace on earth by 2030. And David, I'd love for you to just kind of fill us in. And we've got some exciting things happening with World Unity Week. I've put in the link here for us to go. Hi, Debbie Garcia. Yeah, if you're new to Spirituality Gone Wild, please like our page and you'll get notifications whenever we are live. And you can check out peace2030.earth if you would like to learn more about being in the beautiful games for September. We haven't even rolled this out to the public. You are in on the early adopters right now. So you are part of our beta test that we are experiencing. How do we bring this to the public? And David, talk a little bit about that. This vision that you had has come into fruition in a way that we only talked about, hoping to have 1,000 peace leaders by September. And that was in the beginning before COVID. And we started questioning, how is that going to happen? And now we're moving into the high 700s of peace leaders ready to go. Can you just fill in a little bit about what the Peace on Earth Games means to you and how somebody who's just learning about it right now, maybe just tuning in, could really understand how they can make a difference?
Well, I'm happy you asked. So I am a dreamer, officially dreamer, which means that I have outrageous dreams of possibility. And no one told me that these ideas could not happen. So all my life, I have dreamt about things that everyone thought was impossible. And I concluded that that's usually where I like to enter. Okay, that's not possible. Okay, that's where I'll go. Because if it's possible, why would I waste my time? Let someone else do that. So what is seemingly the most impossible thing that humanity could imagine? Peace on earth. Okay, let's do it. How would we do it? What would it look like? And I've been working that dream for 34 years, since the first Earth, when we passed this torch of peace around, the first opportunity to create the impossibility and make it possible. The impossible and make it possible. And that was where we had 1 billion people tracking it across the media, and we engaged the world's leaders and tens of millions of people around the world, and they said, yes, we want peace on earth. And so I got inspired, and we invited a woman named Grandmother Caroline, who's the keeper of the Hopi prophecy.
Yeah.
Delivered this Hopi prophecy that this was a great turning towards 1,000 years of peace, and initiated me effectively as a dream keeper. And what I learned and what she said was, here's the secret to being a dream keeper, and a secret to understanding the nature of change itself. And that was that you have to understand that what you see is not what is really happening on the surface. Right. You have to go below the surface. So what looks like one thing is really often another. So the time we're living in looks like deep pain and contraction, but it's really an opening to new possibilities. And the game has entered into that space, unlike anything else on the planet. It's global. And if people playing these 7 actions really give them their best, we get it. We get peace on earth. They're designed that way. In the last bunch of shows, we've been working to unpack the actions, particularly at what I call the frequency level, which is the essence level of these actions. We'll do 2 more of those tonight, hopefully 2. So that's the story. I think the final thought I want to say on that is, what's possible, everything is possible. There's nothing that's not possible. And if you can tell me why it's not possible, let's have a conversation. Because from my point of view, that's the beginning of making it possible. So that's my thought on possibilities for the moment.
And one of my favorite things that we do is join genius. When Barbara would talk about joining genius, I thought about, what if every child was taught from elementary school on how to join genius? Have a join genius club. How awesome would that be? I'm holding that vision, and I'm really starting to see it coming into a picture. And I want to do a musical coloring book around it, around all of what Barbara's little phrases were, all of her little, the things that she, with the co-creation wheel, and how do we really bring that to the children so that they start really young, and they, because I believe that when we're children, we all are dreamers, and we're just taught to forget who we really are. And we're taught to forget that we are pure love and pure joy, just being in this human experience. And then we're also taught to compete with each other instead of join genius, instead of coming together and finding, I have gifts that you don't have, and you don't have gifts that I don't have. And then we put our gifts together, we have everything. And I just feel that Desmond Tutu, there's so many beautiful dreamers and visionaries that have really showed us this is possible. Anything is possible. And when we really do join genius, and that's why I love this time with you, David. I look so forward to it, because you have inspired me in so many ways that I truly, truly believe that this is going to be across the planet on every media station. And I really just have seen all the talk show hosts involved. I can feel it. I can feel it coming into the field. Can you talk a little bit about that, what that means when we are feeling something coming into our field? I loved how you expressed that and shared that in one of your interviews.
Well, first of all, I'm happy that's what you see, because of what you see will become a reality. And you also are extremely intuitive. So you are able to intuit into the future or see into the future. When I look into the future, what I see is humanity on a very accelerated transformation journey. I see challenges for us over the next years, because we have to deconstruct the current systems, the current reality, including our belief system about what's possible. Because our belief system about what's possible is actually part of the challenge right now, because most people have locked in to a very limited worldview of what's possible for our world. It can shift very, 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 very rapidly if we shift our belief systems. So imagine that everyone now has shifted into peace on earth and is now working from that premise. Peace on earth is a given. That's what we get to do here. And all the dreams that we have about the world we want now start to become, of course, because we now have peace on earth that opens the portal to the possibilities, and they're endless. And that's shifted. In my world, it has shifted already. I see it. And I see the game doing two things. I see it opening the portal, because we now have a whole new way of relating that's based on oneness and love. But we're also learning how to collaborate or cooperate. When all these 7 actions have a job to do. Peace on earth is just the first of the outcomes. It then creates the foundation for all change desired, because all change on the planet is a function of who you interact with and how you interact. You can't do it by yourself. Work with people in the ways that the game teaches, and every change imaginable is possible. And the only limit is your imagination. And one of the things that I teach in my empowerment work is the shift from pathology to vision, which is a very fundamental premise. And most of the world focuses on what's wrong and how to fix it. And it's better they want to fix it than not, but it's always that the possibility is limited by the definition of the problem.
Yeah.
When the definition is based on your imagination versus the problem, then everything is open-ended and unlimited.
Being curious, not critical.
Being curious and imaginative.
Yeah.
Curiosity. So, I mean, the game opens that door as well. It opens up the door to the imagination, because every action is a template that you create in your own way and co-create as a team in your own way. So it doesn't tell you the how, it tells you the what, it tells you the why. It gives you the parameters, do this, and that's how you get recognized as a bronze, silver, or gold medal. But then you have to find your way through that action. So it's an empowerment journey, and empowers to open up your imagination.
Awesome. Welcome, Nina, and welcome, Tracy. Please type in the chat where you're watching from. We're going to be going through the activities, and we're going to talk a little bit. We've moved into, if you're just coming in, each week we've been going through and building and unpacking how the 7 activities will help us to usher in the golden age, which will be 1,000 years of peace. And so we will be going into action number 5, 6, and 7 tonight.
7. I think we've done 5.
Did we finish 5? I thought we were at the end of 5, and we were going to do it. I thought we were going to do a visual on that.
We did a visualization on 5.
We did.
That would be cooperation.
Okay. Good. So we're going into 6. Let me move. Let's get that ready. I'll key it up for us here.
Did you have sort of teed up also what I'm doing tomorrow night on Unity Week? Do you have that anywhere?
Do you tell me? If you tell me a link, I'll go to it.
It is. What would be the link? I have it somewhere.
Is it somewhere on World Unity Week?
It would have been on World Unity Week, yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow, if you can find it, because I think people will want to go, because we'll be launching the Peace on Earth film tomorrow.
Yes.
And we'll also be talking about the Jedi training.
Yes.
And you, Karen, will be there. You do remember. And along with Kristen and along with Miranda. And I'll be leading people on a journey through the 7. So it's tomorrow.
Okay, Convergence. Is it the Convergence rooms?
I will. I think I can do a share. Can I share screen or not? No.
Well, yeah. Yes, you can. I don't have to. This isn't Zoom, so you can share anytime.
All right. Let me
stop sharing, and then you can share.
All right. Let me figure out where this thing is, and then share.
I will also type in here. You guys go to worldunityweek.org.
There, we'll share the screen down below.
Yep, just share the screen right there. Yep.
So I have something to share, but it's showing up as me. So how do I? So let's see. So do I have to have this teed up already?
Yeah, you just go to the share screen, and then you pick the browser you pick which browser you want it to you want it to go into.
Okay.
I know, I can't wait for the Jedi training. It's going to be so fun. And then tomorrow is the night that
I'll send this to you, and then you can share it on yours. I think that'll be easier because I'm not getting it. So I'll forward this to you right now. Does that work?
What is the link?
It's a description of what I'm doing tomorrow. So I'm going to send it to you, and then you can put it up.
Okay.
That's easier for you to do that. It includes the link, but it also kind of has a visual of it, so it's fun. You let me know when it's there.
Did you send it in an email?
As an email.
Okay. Let me go get my email then. Let's see.
So, yeah, we were talking about 6, but maybe we'll wait one moment and see when you get that, and we'll finish this thought out.
You got it. I got it. You got it. Here we go. So here's that. Here we go. Okay, Jedi training.
Okay. So I think we need to make it a little bigger so that they can see it. So
This is,
yeah.
it's in an email, so
Oh, that's the best we're going to do. Yeah.
that's the best we can do in an email.
But there is a link there. So the question is, how can they get to that link?
Okay, that's the Zoom link for the live event.
Yes.
And that's to register.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I actually know what the link is, actually. It's in that. And if you click on it, it goes to their home page. So I don't know how you could share that in advance with people.
well, if I register, it's just going to ask me to register.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure exactly. Let's see.
That's just the description of the training.
Registration.
Right. No, that's going to get them into, that's going to get you into the Jedi training, not to tomorrow's talk.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's not going to be that helpful. The main thing is they have to go to Unity, to World Unity Week, and look for tomorrow night at 9:30, at 9 to 10:30. I think that's the best thing. If they just go to worldunityweek.org and know that it's tomorrow night, 9 to 10:30 Eastern time.
That's 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
That's probably all they need to know. Go there tomorrow night.
World Unity Week, because that's where it's going to be live. And then also you can go to World Unity Week on Facebook, because all the live streams are happening on their Facebook page also. But worldunityweek.org will get you to be able to see the actual presentation that David will be doing tomorrow.
And our debut of the film, which I'm excited.
Debut of the film. Yes. Awesome.
Which Jared stars in, among other people.
we have a variety of beautiful dream keepers in that film.
Yeah, it is an amazing film.
Yeah, and I just want to say something about, where I am as far as the dream keeping journey. Because if anybody's out there and they're questioning that one person can't really make a difference, I just want you to just drop that thought for a minute and just go into your heart and think to yourself for a minute, what if it is possible that I could bring peace on earth to my community? Because that's what it's going to take, is each of us bringing it first to our family, first to ourselves. It's inner peace for world peace. It starts with us. We have to have inner peace, no matter how much chaos is going on in our life, no matter what is the circumstances outside of us. We still need to have inner peace in order to have world peace. And it starts with us, and then it ripples into our families, and then it moves out into our neighborhoods and spreads across our communities, goes across the state, which we have all this happening. It's really happening. It's coming together so beautiful, going across the state, and then across the United States, across all the United States, and then across our world, across each amazing global family member. And what if we could just see the world that way, as a global family, and see our world as everyone is our global neighbor, and we're global citizens. It's pretty amazing.
This show reminds me of those fundraisers they do on NPR, but you're trying to get money and you have to keep getting people excited about whatever the topic is so that they'll give money. And it feels like we're doing a fundraiser for peace on earth, you and me.
Yeah.
We keep having this amazing conversation that's gone over these many weeks now on the same topic, and we keep finding the next thing to inspire ourselves and others with.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
Think about replicating this conversation around the world, right? This conversation, imagine happening in your local community, and you're helping lead it.
Yeah.
And you get the conversation going. I mean, what an amazing thing to have a conversation about peace on earth by 2030.
Right.
And again, who is going to say no? No,
Yeah.
what
Right.
people,
And welcome Keith St. John. Keith St. John is a rock star, an awesome, awesome, beautiful human being. And he is here in our beautiful stream right now. So Keith St. John, thank you so much for being here. I'd like to introduce you to my dear friend, David Gershon, who is the game master for the Peace on Earth games by 2030. And we would love for you to be in the Jedi training. Oh my God, it would be so wonderful. And so everyone's invited. Everyone's invited to come and learn more. And, I think the best way for the Jedi training is at Peace 2030, right?
you can register there, and you can
Okay.
come tomorrow night to the talk I'll be doing 9 to 10:30 to learn even more details. Let me talk about the Jedi training a little bit.
Okay.
Give you a heads up on tomorrow. And I may not even have as much time tomorrow as I do now. So there's 2 levels to creating peace on earth.
Here, let me see if I can get the picture here from the website. Yeah, there we go. This is going to work. This one's going to work. So I'll let you talk about it, and I'll give them a visual here.
Thank you. So I have always been called to the path of spiritual service, really the Jedi path, which is service to a higher cause, but learning the skills to change the world, the fundamental skills to change the world. And the 7 actions to create peace on earth, embedded in each of those 7 actions, a frequency. We've gone over 5 of those frequencies. Tonight we'll be doing abundance and maybe love if we get to it. We're moving slowly here through this journey, on this journey. And those frequencies are codes for acceleration of human consciousness. As you raise your frequency, and as you project that out, many other human beings will be able to resonate with that. But that's not enough. We also have to learn how to embed it in our behaviors. And the game does that. You learn 7 behaviors that embody these frequencies. And the Jedi training teaches that process and teaches you not only to play the game, but to inspire others to play the game at its best. And not just to play the game at its best, but to bring it to communities, your community or other communities or organizations, your organization or others. But it also teaches you how to be learning the knowledge of transformative social change. Because this game has 7 actions, but each is a social innovation in its own right. And it's a fractal. The game is part of a larger social innovation that is embodying what we call second order change knowledge, how you actually change at scale. In this case, a planetary system, the entire civilization that we have as humanity. But it goes down even lower. You take it to your block, your neighborhood, your community, and every level of scale. So that's what you're going to be learning. And you're going to be involved with like-minded people all over the planet. The most amazing people are coming forward on this. I mean, really remarkable people. And they're saying, of course, this is our time, but how do we do it? It's not good enough to want to do it. It's not good enough to just meditate and hope for the best. It's not good enough just to raise our own frequency. We actually have to learn the how. And this is a pathway. This is not the end game, no pun intended, the Peace on Earth game. But it's a pathway because it's the portal through which all change needs to happen. It all begins with individuals relating in this more transformational way, in this higher frequency way with other human beings. And then climate change can be addressed, and racial justice can be addressed, and all the social systems that need to be up-leveled can be addressed. And every imaginable environmental and social issue can be addressed. But where does it begin? It begins with being able to have these kinds of new skills for how we relate to one another. And the end result is peace on earth. So that's the story of the Jedi training. It'll be a very profound process. And the idea, last thing I want to say about it, is that every action is what I call an evolutionary acceleration strategy. So there's the frequency, there's the behavior, but it also represents an evolutionary acceleration strategy. So the speed of change is also a key factor. And you'll see that as we go into each of these actions. Okay. So any comments or questions from anyone, or should we go into the
I think we need to move forward, because if we're going to do these last two, I think we're in a good place right now for time. So
okay, we'll get through one, and we'll see how we do on the second one.
Okay,
we're moving slowly. I like
this is wonderful. This is really wonderful, and we're going into the actions here. Yes, thank you, Debbie, for sharing it out everywhere. Thank you so much, Debbie Garcia. We're so grateful for you. So we're on action 6. Blessed are the peacemakers, supporting those creating peace on earth. This is a big one. This is
read the purpose also.
And the purpose is to support organizations that model the peace on earth by 2030 values by befriending the other, honoring the oneness of humanity, and cooperation for the common good.
So the Peace on Earth game is not your your grandfather's peace movement, so to speak, or your grandmother's, or even your mother's or your father's. We aren't going against. There is no other in our world. There's only what we want and oneness. And so what we want to do is honor those blessed peacemakers who are creating the oneness and unitive impulse in the world. So specifically, we're looking to bring these 3 values forward. And we've talked about these 3 values already, because befriending the other is action 2 and 3. Honoring the oneness of humanity is action 4. And cooperation for the common good is action 5. So you learn these actions, and then you bring them to groups that you want to support financially. So being a peacemaker, we want to be one of the heroic new vocations, not just for the few, but it becomes the new way that people see themselves in the world. And it becomes something that every mother wants for her child, is to grow up to become a peacemaker. You know, there's a doctor, there's lawyer, there's accountant, and there's peacemaker. So the doctors, lawyers, and accountants, yes, we need you. But peacemakers, we want to show up as one of the new vocational opportunities for young people. And in order for that to happen, they need to get financial support so that it becomes a viable vocation, not just an avocation that you do and you care about. So this action is empowering those groups that are working with one or more of those 3, what we would call peace on earth values. And each of them are profound, they're unitive, they're totally different. And if the organization doesn't have those values already, and they're in the old paradigm peace organization mentality, then you can bring the knowledge you've acquired from playing the game to empower that organization. So imagine now that we have tens of millions of organizations working from this value system. These higher frequency values. So that's what this action's about. But the fundamental frequency that this action brings into the world is what I call abundance. Abundance. So I want to do a meditation on abundance as it applies to this action. So take a few deep breaths. And as you breathe in, allow yourself to breathe in a sense of quiet and stillness. And as you breathe out, to let go of whatever you're carrying at this moment today that you need to let go of. Any anxiety or fear or concern or so you can be present to your life, Be present to your soul. Be present to this moment on planet Earth that we have been given to evolve in a rapid fashion if we seize it and know how. In a moment in time when peace on Earth is possible because the game has changed. Change can happen in ways that it has never been able to happen before. You just have to step in. So allow this moment in time to impregnate your psyche. And feel this deep sense of inner peace. And as you breathe in, say to yourself, I am at peace in my life.
I am at peace in my life.
And feel that in every cell in your body. Feel it filling every thought in your mind. Feel it, have it filling your heart and each emotion so that you really are at peace in your life. And now breathe in the sense of being at peace with every human being on the planet. Feel yourself at peace with every single human being on the whole planet. And feel that filling your heart. And feel that filling your soul. And feel the resonance that that puts into the world. There's only oneness. And now, as you breathe in for the third time, breathe in a sense of all of humanity, feeling that towards all of humanity. Being at peace with every person on the planet. Every person being at peace with every person on the planet. And feel that entering your heart. Really, really feel it. Feel it entering your soul. Feel it entering to Gaia, who's been putting up with us for some time in our sort of very young ways, and hoping we might eventually get to this point. And feel the earth as a white being sparkling in the universe, because it's finally figured this one out. And everyone in the universe is happy. Earth, yay. Thank you, Earth, for finally getting with the program of how we design the universe. I know you guys are a little slow, but you're not stupid. You'll get there. And I'm happy you said yes to getting there. So that as the base, now breathe into your being this experience of the natural state of the universe, which is abundance. Abundance. There is abundance. Every imaginable type of abundance. We live in an abundant universe. Abundance of love, abundance of light, abundance of financial wherewithal, abundance of possibility, abundance of potential to become our best selves. That is our natural state. That is the natural state of humanity if it chooses to step in. See yourself now stepping in and opening up to this notion of abundance. All that you might ever wish around anything that you may ever wish for is available. All you have to decide what to wish for. And so now experience yourself wishing for abundant wishes. Abundant wishes, meaning the most expansive wishes possible that fully transcend the narrow things we've been told we should wish for. So let us wish for an abundance of peace on earth, an abundance of love, abundance of light, an abundance of well-being, an abundance of goodwill, an abundance of health, an abundance of prosperity for all of humanity. And feel yourself being filled with the spirit of abundance. And now see yourself offering that abundance to organizations whose purpose is to help people befriend those who are different. And see them becoming filled with abundance for the amazingly beautiful work they're doing. Your abundance. And as you offer that abundance to an organization befriending the other, watch what happens. Your gift comes back to you tenfold, so you can give more. And you have started a virtuous spiral. You give your gift of abundance you've worked for in your life, and it comes back. You can give more. That is what the universe wants. That's the nature of the design. And now see in your life organizations that are practicing the oneness of humanity, that are built around that idea, that are built around this unity impulse. And see yourself offering your abundance, your financial well-being to help those organizations prosper and grow so they can do better. And all the people that they serve, you're serving as you give abundance. And as they live in abundance and they let go of the scarcity, then they are giving abundance to others, not just their value of oneness, but they're being able to pass along this energetic. They've received you. So allow yourself to see that spiral and again see it coming back to you so you can give more and more and more and more. Virtuous spiral. Just feel it. Feel the virtuous spiral. Feel the abundance flowing in you and out of you and into you and out of you. And feel that filling the universe. They figured out the abundance code of how we set up. How cool. They've stepped out of that lower frequency. There's not enough. If I give to someone, I will lose out. I have to be afraid. There's not enough this or that or whatever. They let go of that. How cool. Mm-hmm. And now watch yourself give the gift of abundance to the organizations that are cooperating for the common good. The ones that have set the cooperation mantra into place, and they are doing so many good things because they've learned how to cooperate. Now you're offering them abundance so they can do it better and better and better. How cool is that? And as you do that, you aren't just giving them financial nourishment, you are giving them the ability to continue spiraling out cooperation for the common good. How cool is that for whatever you offer them? And that comes back to you again. So you can do more and more and more. And now watch the unitive organizations cooperating with the oneness organizations, cooperating with the cooperation organizations, cooperating with the oneness organizations, cooperating with the befriending organizations. So there's a synergy. And some are now following each other's strategies. So the quality of good is just Can you imagine a better return for whatever amount of time, an hour of your time, or 2 hours, or 3 hours of your time that may have come to whatever the contribution is than that? I can't. So fully allow that into your being. Fully allow this frequency of abundance, every level into your being. And just be with that quality for a couple of minutes while we just allow it to fully integrate into body, mind, heart, soul.
So powerful. Just so powerful. It's just seeing it coming into this reality and realizing how easy it's going to be. And also noticing that frequency of scarcity and lack just floating away like a cloud, and just not even it not even having any real clinging anymore. Thank you, David.
Lower frequency. And once you operate at a higher frequency, it's painful to show up in that frequency. It's not like you even have to let it go. It lets go of itself by virtue of this high frequency. Is just so much more beautiful to operate from.
Right, absolutely. And you know, and when you trust in that trust frequency, I love the book, The Trust Frequency. If you go to thetrustfrequency.net, Connie and Andrew wrote a beautiful book. And it's such an amazing, amazing frequency to live in. And I live in that now. I live in that trust frequency. And Debbie just said, no more scarcity or lack, no lower frequency. That's beautiful, Debbie. So did we feel that? Like, you guys, how did you feel in your, type into the chat, anything. And we have,
what does it look like? No more scarcity or lack, no lower frequency? Because I don't even want you to see those words. So give me the positive version of that so you can operate from that. Because I don't want you to be pulled into what you want to get rid of. I want you pulled into what you want.
Focus on, the beauty of it when there is these frequencies are raised. So Debbie, type in for us what you see in this vision when there is.
You went there because I'm so excited to get your feeling when you entered into that frequency. And others. If others would share that as well.
And please share what you feel is coming up for you when you're in that vibration.
There you go. And how does it feel, Debbie? Well, because we can't talk with you directly, but we will invite you to share. So how does I am living, beautiful, I am, which has got so much, I have more than enough and more than enough to share. Beautiful.
And that was what a little second grader said to me when I asked him, what does peace on earth look like? And he said, peace on earth will happen when everyone has more than enough and wants to share. And, it's just like out of the mouths of babes. And he's going to be playing with his family too in September.
Oh, nice. And of course, Debbie, you understand the frequency of gratitude. So bless you for that. So others, how about others sharing what this meditation was like for them, what they felt?
I see Radiance in here, and I see Karen in here. Did you guys get to do the meditation? Did you get to do that with us? Can you type in the chat if you have any comments or anything you'd like to share? Keith St. John was in here. We have, God, we have so many beautiful people in here. Tracy, Nina, anybody who wants to share, just type into the chat and we can pop it up on the screen and we can explore it together and unpack it, as David says. We unpack these. we can unpack these beliefs that aren't serving us, and we can unpack the beliefs that are serving us, and we can keep raising our frequency to that trust frequency and to that abundance frequency. And you know, David, I felt that when I was homeless, when I was living out of my car, and I was learning about the abundance frequency by reading, you know, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, but also Dr. Wayne Dyer, You'll See It When You Believe It. No, you believe it and you'll see it.
Same.
And then
yeah,
he's you'll believe it, you believe it, and you'll see it. And I was reading that, and I was also reading Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. And up until that moment, until I started to understand that I was creating my own reality, I didn't believe that there was enough for everyone. And I used it kind of like a science experiment. And I started to, one of the quotes was from Albert Einstein, who said, the most important question you can ask yourself is, do I live in a friendly or a hostile universe? And that's a really important question that we're asking ourselves right now, because what we believe, we will see.
I mean, we get any one of these frequencies going, we have a revolution. We get all 7 of them going, it's incredible.
Yeah, so Debbie says, it felt like I was lifting up, and just allowing the thankfulness of the moment. I cannot wait for the Jedi training. And she also says that she will be on SNL for Global Peace Tribe this Saturday with Neil Donald Walsh.
So yes, I will be there this Saturday, and that'll be fun. So thanks, Debbie, for the opportunity to.
Another great opportunity. And Neil Donald Walsh is another beautiful frequency raiser for the planet. And he also talks about this abundance frequency. So you guys will have fun together, I'm sure.
We will. and you know, what I'll be mostly doing is inviting people into the belief that peace on earth is possible. I mean, if you've been hanging out with Karen and I, you're probably there by now. So this is a little gift for those that haven't had the benefit of these conversations that Karen and I are having every week. So anything more, Karen, about your meditation, or let's first let us see if there's anyone else who wants to share what their experience of the meditation was before. We can even be in dialogue with you if you have any questions.
Yeah, that was all that was in the chat for now. So I think it would be great to move to our next.
Well, I think we're not going to have the time to do it well. So let me give you a preview of coming attractions.
Okay.
So action 7, the frequency. This is called the World Heart. So why don't we just talk about, well, let's see, Karen, before we end, is there anything else before I open the door on that? Because it's sometimes when you open it, it's hard to close it, and we'll have to open it again next time. So
I guess what I would want to say about what I experienced as a dream keeper doing this action was I started to really see how abundant I was. And I gave to the Compassion Games, and I gave to We the World, and I gave to the Sign Network, and it all came back to me 100-fold in ways that I could have never even imagined or explained. And when I gave from that place of more than enough, and really just knowing that I was abundance, and that I had embodied the frequency of abundance, the game itself, when I was playing the game, it was such a confirmation for me of all that I had been working towards for 20 years. And, you know, when I first designed my board game called Let's Save Our Earth, I knew I was getting, you know, divine downloads, and I was getting this complete picture of what's happening right now. Like I was very visionary. I mean, I was going into the schools and asking to have, you know, gardens and having compost and recycling and, you know, things that were very advanced, you know, and so I had this belief at the time. I didn't believe in myself, and I didn't really believe that I could do what needed to be done in the world. And so there was this almost this feeling of helplessness. And just recently, I mean, actually, like just recently, I have felt so strong and so abundant that I just can't wait to share what I've learned so that I can help billions of other people get out of that lack mentality. And I realize now, when I was reading Barbara's book, you know, From Ego to Essence, the Emergence book, you know, that my little self, I have all these little local selves that were nipping at my heels to say, oh, you can't do that. You're not smart enough for that, or you can't do that. But when I brought all of those beautiful energies to this frequency of abundance and really stepped into my beloved self, everything just changed. And I just want to thank you for that, David, because it was, and then John Raymer and Summer Raymer and Rick Ulfick and Paula Fellingham, all these beautiful people started to see the value of who I really am. And then I could start to see it. And the more that I saw it, the more it was being mirrored back to me. And the more I was able to give.
You know,
and Debbie Garcia and I are both in that same, you know, we both have been through this for, you know, this limiting belief around scarcity and value and worthiness. And so we've been such, you know, support team for each other, like the dynamic duo. And we, you know, we help each other when we feel those frequencies. And that's why I brought Debbie to meet you, because, you know, when you asked me to put together a team of people who I thought would be the best for the marketing and for the Peace on Earth partners and how we could take this to the next level, I picked the people that I really, really admire and that I'm inspired by myself. And that's why we have the team that we have. And it's an incredible team.
Beautiful. So I want to go and make a connection between abundance and the golden age of humanity.
Okay.
That was the original intention, was to set up how these frequencies move us into the golden age of humanity. So let me explain the golden age of humanity. So it is our destiny that we will move through this period and come out the other end stronger, wiser beings for it. It's got it. We're in a rite of passage. We're on a hero's journey. But where does it lead? And how do these 7 actions get us there? So when we have tipped into the golden age, abundance is its natural state. Cooperation for the common good is its natural state. Befriending the other, of course, we live in oneness. The unitive impulse, of course, we are all united. Mm-hmm. Of course, we live in faith. I mean, these are the frequencies, and you see them as the pathway. They're higher frequencies. The golden age operates from these, what we call 5th dimensional frequencies.
What do you feel is the best way for us to stay in those frequencies? Just through our breath, through being more aware?
And that's the game's gift. Practice the actions.
Okay.
That's the way you do it. If you
That's
want
the way you do it.
to,
This is how we do it.
that's the dance. You have to get what I
We
heard.
stay in the dance frequency and we stay in that happy joy frequency, and then we're playful and fun while we're in that frequency, then the abundance just flows, right?
I heard that there's this Black Lives Matter group in Seattle. I don't know if you heard this.
I haven't heard.
They have been getting co-opted by some of the people that are more on the radical edge and have given the reputation as being more violent. So they wanted to transform that image. So they've created a dance-a-thon march, not a march. So they're dancing in the streets as a way to tell the new story of how
Yes.
that's a frequency raising
Yes.
initiative. How cool is that?
Yes. That was why I made World Kindness going viral, and I made a flash mob dance for that.
So that's the same idea.
Yeah.
To make it embodied. And so when you practice the games, and you apply them every day in your life, and if you now imagine creating we didn't talk about this sign on 101, the leading to Solveig, the city of abundance. So we forgot about that. So that's happening in your pose zone. Abundance, now add that to your pose zone. Your pose zone, marketing materials, a city of abundance and cooperation for the common good, where everyone befriends the other and we love one another. And so that's these pose zones. And so those are the practices that people are going to be living. How amazing is that? So that's how the golden age happens, one community at a time, practicing these 7 frequencies, and the actions give you the how. So it's like golden age humanity coloring book, right? Just like the idea of actually, I'm thinking of like, what is it? The dot book, where you paint by the dots or something. There's a term for that. I don't know the exact term.
Connect the dots.
No, there's a connecting the dots, but there's a painting style where you're painting by the dots or something like that. So
paint by numbers?
It's a little bit like that. I think maybe that's by numbers. But the point being is that if you follow the steps, then you get it. You get the result. And what we've done is we've made it manageable and doable and fun. And so, of course, it just happens naturally. So isn't that cool?
It is so cool. And welcome, Mo Jax Happy. We're going to wave to you. He says, greetings from Scotland, sending you positive vibes. You are also on my live stream right now, so please wave. We're waving. This is our wave.
Mo Jax Happy
This is our wave. Yes.
A long time.
And we are closing out the show.
We've just done one more hour of, I don't know what we're doing. We're creating peace on earth. 1 hour.
We are, absolutely. And Miss Kindness and Mr. Peace. we are playing games and talking about the way that we can challenge one another to really play these games and encourage our communities to play the games. And Mo Jax Happy, we would love for Scotland to join us. So go to the link right here, Peace on Earth, peace2030.earth, and please sign up. You can just click on the link, and when you go to I Will Carry the Torch, you get to choose how you want to play, and anybody is invited to go to that link and join us. And I'm living proof of being a dream keeper. I can't wait for September to play again, and I'm also so getting the really big picture of what David is saying to me is I changed my frequency by playing the game. So this is what I want to encourage other people to do. Just check it out and come with an open mind and check in with where your frequency is when you started, and then check in and see where you feel your frequency is as you move in. Dr. David Hawkins wrote a book called Power versus Force. And in that book, he said, one person who's vibrating with love in their heart, with peace on their mind, and with kindness in their actions is counterbalancing 750,000 people who are in the low vibration of shame and blame and fear. Those frequencies are not the frequencies that we are wanting to co-create in this world, right, David?
You said it. You said it beautifully. And again, tomorrow night, I'll be launching really this Jedi training introduction, and really the formal countdown, 89 days from tomorrow till the launch of Peace on Earth in the Decade to Create Peace on Earth. So do come. I think you could put maybe one more time in the chat area, how to check it out tomorrow, because this is where you'd have to go to be checking out this talk. So it's worldunityweek.org. Please come to this. It's free. It's 9 to 10:30 Eastern time, 6 to 7:30 Pacific time. So have a beautiful, amazing week until we see you again in one week.
So next week we will complete our time together, and we will have the number 7 action that we will go over, and we will have more experiences of this. What is the frequency for number 7? It's you said the action 7's frequency is
love.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Love of humanity.
Love of humanity. I have a beautiful card that I keep on my kitchen table with a thing of flowers, roses from my garden, that is from the Messages in the Water. Dr. Emoto did a beautiful picture of love of humanity, and the crystalline picture that came out of that.
Bring that and show it. Show what
I will next week. Yeah, I will for sure next week, definitely. And maybe we can meditate on it, because a lot of time for World Unity Week, I'm doing Miss Kindness's Global Neighborhood, and a spinoff of Mr. Rogers. And so I do the land of make-believe in your so that you're using your inner journeys, just like what you do, but I do that with children and families. And we also have picture, where we bring in people from all over the world to talk about how we are creating a world that works for all of us.
Beautiful, Karen.
And then we picture.
I look forward to playing with you tomorrow. And
yes, I'll be there on your. Yes, I'll be there, and I'll also promote it on my show, because I do my show at 1 o'clock that afternoon, so that'll be 4 o'clock your time.
Yes, beautiful.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you. Oh, Miranda's here. Hi, sweetheart. Love of humanity. Yes, that's going to be next week. So next week we will continue, and we will conclude our show together, David, and then you will be moving into the true Jedi training on July 8th.
You bet.
Wow, this has been so wonderful. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for taking the time to be together.
And a pleasure. Truly, you can't believe what a pleasure it is to play with you, Karen.
Yay, I feel the same way.
Your light on this planet. So bless you.
Thank you. You too. Our frequencies are keeping everything up. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week. Thanks again. And if you are new to Spirituality Gone Wild, please like our page and let us know. You can share in the comments anything that you'd like to hear about for next week. We're looking forward to seeing you next week. Thanks. Bye. Another great show.